You're seeing that right. Bungie's brand new game Marathon has official gameplay reveal scheduled for April 12th on a Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific, and that is amazing news. We're going to cover this plus a lot more of what is happening with this game. I'm sure you probably didn't know much, but we're going to get you going with this. As you can see right here, this is pretty much the official news that the gameplay is going to be revealed. And if you ever seen Bungie, they actually go in depth, about a 30-minute breakdown of their gameplay and showcase everything in detail. I as well am going to be doing a breakdown today, but first let's take a look at the teaser breakdown of this. First thing I want to say is you're hearing combat. This is the map area for Marathon, and these runners are you the player. You're gonna be in there extracting gear and artifacts and different things. Official information on that is coming, so lock in. You can see again these, if you watch my last video, the runners, aka the players, are cyborg droids. They're not actual regular humans, and so that's why you see the blood in blue. This is a very vibrant world, very beautiful and alive. As you can see, this cat here, it looks like another cyber cat. Hey, nothing wrong with a cyber cat, guys, and you gotta love that. And you can see somebody calling an extraction. This is important because this is going to change everything on the gameplay and the systems on what it's offering. All right, so it's not going to just be a quick run and gun. You have to extract to get the maximum potential out of the game. We'll see more again April 12th, but I did want to dive into it and let you guys watch that one more time. And this time we'll do it without sound so that we can get into some of the bigger things. You can see right here, this is the map. I'm assuming, and again, remember, this is information before the reveal. I'm assuming that this whole location will be one map and the players have the chance to extract whatever in that area. So this is the key area to extract, because you've seen someone call up something from this location. And there's multiple little spots, little islands on each side, and then the main area. So that's going to be super interesting. And if we take a zoom into what they were looking at and we just pay attention to this yellow and green, we can look back into the map and kind of find where that location is somewhat, which is going to tell us how big this place is. And it looks like it's going to be very large, a lot of different areas and scenarios. And of course, this is a sneak teaser, but if you take a moment, not only are you seeing the vibrant, beautiful plants and wildlife type of stuff, but look at in the background, guys, the other planet is there. And we talked about it in my lore video where I broke down some of the Marathon lore without going into spoilers or anything. And I'm super interested into this. And then you're hearing gunfires, right? And what's interesting here is it might be different blood types. Maybe that droid right there had a different blood type. I wasn't sure, but it felt like it might be true. You see the skinnier one who did get shot, and we saw some of them, but there's a bigger guy coming chasing them. And now we don't know if there's going to be PvE, definitely PvP guaranteed in this game. There hasn't spoken of any other aspects of it. I'm hoping there's just a story, because I feel like Bungie does great with Destiny, and I know that they don't want to just kind of rip off Destiny to create a different game. And they're making something unique, but it's very interesting. And we've seen this character before in some of the other reveals, which we'll get into in a second. But the point I want to point out here is that you relive. You can start over basically all the time. When you die, the gear you get, you might lose, but perks and artifacts, I'm saying, are permanent, because that's what the conversation has been. Until we get the full details, that's where we want to keep that speculation. And look at the bottom left, this weapon here looks amazing. Very, very stylish weapon. and the person isn't officially dead. They moved their weapon or second there, which was interesting. And I love it. I think that this is going to be spectacular when the time comes. And this right here, the extraction, as you saw, as I told you guys, this is pretty deep, a big map. And the extraction is deep in the center where that greenish area is. And this is important to kind of take note because we're going to be seeing things like this and how it plays a role. What does this cat do? Is it monitoring things? Is it just being there? I feel like it might be one of your companions or something, like something that just sticks around. We don't know, but I do want to go back into the map for a second and kind of get into the discussion of where and what this is. You see on the top right and the middle, that's where the green area was. It looks like we were fighting deeper down on the opposite side. And so it's going to be some big areas and it's going to be a lot of fighting amongst the players and things like that. It's very exciting to get into it. Now, I do want to kind of go backwards so that we could watch the official trailer for the first game and just think about what we just saw and then take a look. This, I explained in the lore, this is how they created the Marathon, aka a way to keep humans alive. They colonized Mars and they emptied out a moon to survive and send supplies and shipments and things like that. And that's how they got there. And so that's what you see as a representation of the game and things like that. So as we saw in the brand new teaser, these wildlife will be alive somewhat. Okay. And what effects does that have on you? Does that make you faster? Does it make you get a boost? These are the type of questions. The game does have perks. What type of perks are they? We don't know. Extractions never have perks for the most part, and this one will. So it's super interesting to see and to think about. And they do keep showing a lot of animals, but they're cyborg style animals, which I think is super interesting way to go about it, which I'm not mad at. I'm excited about. As you can see, they're reprinting you out because if you go against me, you're going to get taken down. Shout out to Bungie putting Bungie in their trailers. This is a cinematic style presentation. Again, this is how they basically added supplies and brought things to Mars because they couldn't do it themselves. They had to use moons and so on to be able to traverse that far distance and not have that much trouble. But yeah, it's an interesting universe. It's a lot of craziness with the cyborgs. You don't never know what could happen. I'm focused more on the abilities and when this game fully gets revealed, what type of playstyle are we getting? We know Bungie's incredible. Halo was amazing at its time. And now we're at the new dawn of something crazy. And I feel like Bungie's unleashing everything that they want. This is an old game from 30 years ago. They made the 3 games called Marathon, but this is a new iteration, unlocking every potential that they've had all the years of experience. And I love it. As you can see right here, this runner is really going fast, cutting through a lot of different areas. And it's super key to think about, like I said earlier, the different factions, different characters, and what does it mean as they fight against each other. That was the one that we saw get taken down, but it looks like they're doing the taking down on this trailer, and that weapon looks spectacular. So as we know, they're bleeding different colors, and that's going to be a representation of something. I'm curious on how that's going to play. You can see there's 3 characters together and they all wearing the same colors. So the question I have is how many teammates, what type of abilities each character has. One looks like a medic. Speculations. Again, I don't want to get too crazy, but this was one of the areas as well that we just saw in the teaser. So this is where they called the extraction from. So I feel like they just pulled this in to that same area, possibly. And again, they're trying to get all these resources. They're trying to do their thing, trying to help Earth survive. It's been a blast, guys. I've been deep into the ARG game stuff that's been happening on Discord and social media. We've been uncovering everything we can from the weapons, new images, all these websites and different details. And it's just expanded and inspired me in a lot of ways to lock in on this game. I thought it was interesting but now I'm sold heavily, like extremely sold on this game, big time. I do think that they're going to be doing something special, and you should definitely check it out. Again, we were doing the ARG stuff, which is augmented reality, and we've been discovering things, getting codes, getting images, getting music, and so much more. Speaking of that, I got something special planned for this game that I'm going to reveal later. So make sure you leave a like if you like this information. If you're getting excited for the game, or you are excited, make sure you leave a like and lock in. Again, we'll be live streaming the coverage of the breakdown and everything that is offering. And again, you see the different factions, and the curiosity that I have is, are they going to be working together? All right. The question I have about this, and you can see this is kind of like advertisements that we unlocked from doing the little online things. And this is advertisements, but it's for the universe, and it's part of the universe, and you can kind of learn lore. Then we found the weapon listing. And again, this might change because this is all re-release, so never take all of it too serious. But we did find a lot of details. There's great customizations for these weapons, a lot of different things that you can do. These websites were in detail. I had to go and ask the internet and have people help me break all this down as well, because it was a lot of key information, and we went through and uncovered and unlocked stuff, and there's still more going on even as I speak. So if you're just getting into this and you're like, man, he's really deep into this, well, you can get involved too. Get on the Discord, get on the different platforms, and we can talk about all of the cool stuff that they're presenting right now. So yeah, let's hope for the best. It is going down once again. This is your host, Mad Gamer, and if this video was informative, if it was exciting, make sure you leave a like so that we can build up the channel. And I'm gonna see y'all on that next one. Should be popping up. Peace.